Hey everybody, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about my most used and useful knife and multi-tool that I have used most in the last couple of months. As everybody know, this is my August EDC pocket dump, when I first started out with this EDC pouch, it had a case knife in it and a few different knives, but it was very clear to me that for whatever reasons, lately I've noticed the pattern of a lot of the stuff that goes into this pouch is not made in the USA. Unfortunately, Case doesn't make a traditional folder that is one hand open, liner lock, and has a pocket clip, and Ryder does. And the style and size of this knife is perfect for my intentions of how I want to use this knife, which is strictly for food processing. Okay, and because it has a pocket clip and because of the size, although it's pretty big, it still fits into my pouch and readily accessible because of the pocket clip. I love it. Okay, so that is a Ryder made in China. Now the pen was custom made by a fellow former coworker. He turns these pens. I don't know where the parts are made in. The parts may be made in other countries, I don't know, but I'm not sure the origin of the materials. But this pen was assembled and created by an American. Okay. Now, the modern day flipper that I carry, the main pocket knife, is made in China. Okay, it's unfortunate, but I've gone with this knife because it serves my purpose. I'm not afraid to use it. I'm not afraid to liberally use it because I don't really care if I damage it or ruin the blade. It's not an expensive knife. It's technically a retail of $20 knife. So I don't really care if I break it or dull it or ruin the blade or whatever. Whenever I am out and about and I need something like to cut cordage or dig into dirt or whatever, if I need a piece of steel that's sharp, this is what I go to, and I really don't care if I break it or damage it. So it's a very useful tool in that way. Okay, I don't have to concern myself with it, and it works great. I mean, it's not a piece of junk. It held up, and it works decent. And the sharpness, yeah, they're more expensive knives that are sharper or have a greater edge retention, but hey, it works. And the styling is not bad. I really love the design. Okay, I love this blade design. The handle's very comfortable. The access lock works great. I don't know how sturdy it is. I'm pretty sure it may not be as sturdy as Benchmade's or the more expensive knives, but it doesn't feel flimsy. And if I get a good year's worth of use out of it, it's well worth the money. Okay, made in China. My pry bar. Now, I've strongly considered purchasing one of those Mr. Good bars. I think those are made in the United States by an American, and those are really nice looking. They're long and slim, and they look like they'll do the job, and they're really nice looking, I have to admit. But they're like almost $200 to $250. And I think sometimes they go for like $300 in the secondary market. So do I want to spend that much for a piece of pry bar when something like this is actually more useful? I mean, it has more multi-usefulness about it than the Mr. Good bar. Mr. Good bar might have a can opener and a sharp edge for prying, but this one has a can opener. It has a socket wrench system here. It has the bits for the bit driver. It has a pocket clip. I mean, I've used this several times already, and it makes a great fidgety thing. You know, I play with it in my hand all the time, and I also have used it for prying and for knife maintenance, and I just love this thing. And for $30, I couldn't ask for better. I really couldn't. I'm totally satisfied with this. I love it. I don't know what to say. I wish I could have got a Mr. Good bar, but to be honest with you, I don't think I would have been as happy with that as I would have been happy with this, because this, like I said, has just multi-purpose functionality to it. And also made in China. It's Olight. I'm sorry, but it's just turning out that way, and it's not by choice. It's not by conscious decision. All of my EDC stuff out in the front here is made in China. Even, let's say we go into the EDC pouch here and grab my little mini multi-tool that has a scissor and a mini plier. This is next tool. Next tool is made in China. Okay, now I know Gerber and Leatherman make stuff like this, but I'll be honest with you, out of everything considered, the next tool keychain multi-tool beats them all to hell. Okay, it's got a decent plier, spring loaded. Okay, it has a decent scissor, spring loaded. Okay, and you just can't beat this little keychain. I'm sorry, this is, to me, in my opinion, this beats anything Leatherman makes, anything Gerber makes. Okay, this I swear by this, hands down, for keychain multi-tools, that is. Okay, and it's made in China. So I mean, it's not like I said, I'm not consciously doing this. It's just, that's where I gravitated towards. All right. Now, when I had the case made in the USA, Stockman, as part of this EDC pouch, I loved it. Okay. But every time I went to use this knife, I had to use both hands to open the blade. Okay. It was nice that I had a sheep's foot blade for draw cutting and opening packages. Okay. That was nice. Okay. These sheep's foot blades make great package openers. All right. And the spade blade, I used it a few times, but it was just there, right? And for, of course, the main blade that I use for food processing, the blade is a little short. I mean, it's a little small. As you can see, it's very narrow profile, and it just didn't feel substantial. You know, it just didn't. I don't know. When I went to go cut like a piece of cake, it was just too short, as opposed to having something like this, where it's just more substantial. You know, I can go and cut a piece of cake with this. I can use this as a steak knife, and you know, cut up fruit and peel stuff with it, and it just feels like it can handle more than what this little thing can do. I mean, this is basically a very small paring knife, you know. But for cutting and dicing food, for food processing, you want something a little bit more substantial. You know, when you go to dice carrots and cut up tomatoes and for your salad, you know, when you're on a picnic and all this and that, you know, this is it. So it's not, like I said, it wasn't a purposeful, planned out decision that I went from this to this. It just naturally occurred because this is what I needed. This is what I preferred. All right. It just went that way. Okay. I'm not trying to be unpatriotic. I want to be patriotic. I really do. I have scoured the earth to find a camp knife made by Case. Guess what, folks? They no longer make it. I don't know what they did in the past. I don't know what's out there. Okay. Well, there are knives that Case made in the past that may have had what this knife has: a main blade, a screwdriver, can opener. I mean, a bottle lifter. Okay, a can opener. Okay, this is the old style, by the way. This is the old style can opener. And this is a very useful Rough Ryder made in China knife. Very useful. This used to be my main EDC knife. And it still may turn out that way later after I've gone through this process here. Although this is going to be kind of hard to beat because right now I'm very happy with this. I challenge anyone right now to go and find something like this made by Case right now. I'm not talking about before or in the past. I want to be able to walk into Bass Pro Shop, Academy, Sportsman's Warehouse. I want to be able to walk into Walmart or type up Amazon search and find me a camp knife made by Case. Guess what? You're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. Because Case is more concerned about making different variations and styles of the same old. But when it comes to functionality, like Victorinox, Rough Ryder, camp knives, and such, they just don't do it. You know, they're more concerned about styling and different variations of the same old. Traditional knives like the Old Timer, made in the USA. See, that's what I mean. I try to be patriotic and I try to go and buy American-made stuff. Okay. These knives right here cost more than anything right here. I mean, okay, I tell you what. This knife right here, just this one knife costs more than everything here put together. Everything put together. Okay? I'm talking about the goat tool, the Rough Ryder, the Rough Ryder here, the made in Chinese modern day flipper here, made by licensed by Mozzie Oak and the Olight pry bar. All that and the Victorinox Swiss Champ. All this put together, well, I would say might equal to the price of one of these. Okay? This is a Microtech, made in the USA. I was like dying to get one of these, and I finally did. And I thought that this would be it. This would be the cat's meow of all EDC carry that I wouldn't carry nothing else but this, I thought. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Aside from carrying it at work a few times, I have not EDC'd this at all. I just have no need for it. I don't know. It's a very effective and very sharp knife. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when I did use it a few times, this thing was like a lightsaber. I mean, it just went through stuff, you know? And it's a great knife. Don't get me wrong. I just don't have the desire to carry it for some reason. I don't know why. It's not because of legality. I don't really care. It's not because it's inconvenient to carry. In actuality, this is probably easier to carry than this. This is like, you know, well, maybe not. It's just a little too wide. But why would I settle for this when I can easily carry this and just go bloop? No fuss, no muss. Not even a fraction of a second to open, right? But here I have to like struggle a little bit. It's a little harder. It's a lot slower to open, you know? But why do I prefer this over a US made this, which is more modern and faster to use, more convenient to use? Why? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just the appeal of this knife. For some reason, I like this. Okay? If I carry this around, I'm not going to use it for food processing. Okay? I may use this knife the way I use this knife, which is for almost everything and anything. Cutting cordages, cutting open boxes, you know, and this and that. Okay? But why would I do that with this knife? I don't know. It's like a $300 knife, and I'm hesitant to use it. I'm hesitant to use it for anything, for whatever reason. It's not because I'm trying to, spare it from damage or whatever. You know, if I could get good use out of it, I would, but I just don't have the desire to do it for some reason. I don't know. And it resides in this EDC pouch. Okay. And the goat tool. Now, from what I understand, the goat tool is a multi-tool manufactured overseas, maybe in China somewhere, but the company itself is American, from what I understand. Okay? And to be honest with you, this, to me, beats almost anything Leatherman makes. Okay? Now, there, with a few exceptions. Okay, I mean, don't get me wrong. Leatherman makes a lot of multi-tools and a lot of different variations of it. So there's going to be a few of their models that beats the hell out of this. Okay, but overall, this beats them because this has modularity. You can switch out tools. You can customize the tools. You can take out the tools that you don't need and put in the tools that you do. Okay, and it's just a very handsome, well-made, quality piece of multi-tool. Okay? Do I recommend that for just average person? Probably not. An average person would probably be happy with a low-end model Leatherman or whatever. Okay? The Leatherman Signal. One of my favorite multi-tools, okay? It just covers it all. So it covers survival. It covers everyday use. It has everything that you would want. Pliers, pummeling tool for hammering. It has a blade sharpener. It has a fire starter. Okay. It has a can opener. It has a main blade. And all of these features lock, and they're cool to use. Okay. I just love it. But I used to when I first bought this, I used to carry this just this alone utilizing the pocket clip, and I used to carry this all the time everywhere I went. And aside from the times that I needed to use the pommel to hammer something in or straighten something out, and that's the best feature in my book. I don't know why, but aside from that, I don't know. I mean, there were times I really needed this setup, and it wasn't available to me because I wasn't carrying it. Why wasn't I carrying it? Well, because it is a little hefty. But aside from that, I don't know. I just can't explain this. It has everything that I want in a multi-tool. Saw, blade, just has it all. But for some reason, made in the USA, Leatherman, love it, want to be patriotic, but I just wind up not carrying it. What do I carry? What do I carry every single day? I carry something very small. I carry a keychain size multi-tool. Okay? And to be honest with you, even then I really don't use that much. I don't use that multi-tool that much, okay? Everything that I use on a daily basis, I put up here up front. Up here in the front. Right here. This is what I use every day. And surprisingly, I have used that pry tool a lot. I didn't think I would, but I've used this a lot. And I won't go without a pry tool in my EDC ever again. A pry tool is going to be a permanent fixture in my EDC situation. Okay. Now, I may opt to add or replace one of these blade options, because I found out that recently one of the most invaluable tool in a blade multi-tool knife situation is an awl, a proper awl, okay, reamer or pole puncher, whatever you want to call it, okay. This is a micro pry tool in itself, and let's go talk about this. The Victorinox Swiss Champ, my favorite Victorinox of all time. Okay, out of all the Victorinox knives there are, and I love all of them, this is my favorite. Why? Because it has everything, and it even has what I value the most, the awl, the Reamer. But guess what? This awl is in an awkward placement. The way you use it is very shallow and very limited in the way how you can use it. Okay, it's good for drilling holes, but this I can hold it like a screwdriver and get to areas a little better. I could get my hand in there like this and extend the reach of the awl, whereas to this, I can't get into, whatever. It just, I don't know. It's there, but this is more ergonomic. Okay. And so I may wind up actually getting the Alox Farmer Plus, which has an awl like this that you hold like this way instead of this way. So I might want, that's the only reason I would get the Farmer X for that purpose. I wish I can actually, let me see if I can. Put that in there. It's tight. It's a tight squeeze. Yeah, it's too tight. Maybe get this out of the way. It's a little too tight. I mean, I can do it, but it's just too tight. Nah, I don't want to rip the bag. It's not smooth to pull out either. So if I can find something like this that is as slim as this, that'd be nice. I love this knife. I really do. I mean, like I said, this used to be my main EDC knife. You know, I didn't even have a flipper with me when I carried this. I loved it. I mean, I love this blade. I love spear point blades. Just, this was my food processor. This was my everyday knife. The functionality, you know, who cares who makes it? China or Germany or Japan or Korea or USA, you know, it just has that functionality. I love it. I miss this knife, by the way. I really wish I could carry this knife along with this in this pouch, but I just don't have the room for it. Last night, my wife and I went to the casino and I was wearing this and I forgot for some reason, my lighter I had used and forgot to put back into the pouch. I didn't have my lighter. So all night I was taking out the Swiss Champ and unscrewing this peanut lighter to light my cigarettes all night. And still works. Almost a whole pack of cigarettes. I've smoked that last night, and the thing still lights. And it's been sitting like this for months, and it still works. Okay, love the peanut lighter, by the way. I highly recommend it for anything. Like if you're building an EDC Altoids Tin Survival Kit, and you want a reliable lighter that doesn't leak fluid, like a Zippo or anything like that, this is it. The peanut lighter right here. Yep. I mean, I've literally gone several months without even opening this and using this, and it still worked after several months. So that means what? It doesn't leak fuel. It doesn't evaporate. It doesn't dry up. So it's great. I love it. Spyderco. You would think this would be my main flipper knife, right? But it's not. Something cheap like this knife right here. Because that there, like I said, I don't care how I use that. This I do. I don't want to ruin this knife. This is a $130 knife. To a lot of you, that may not seem like a lot. And it's not a lot to me. But I don't want to ruin a $130 knife. I don't. So why do I even carry this? Well, I carry it because it's a very, very sharp knife. And whenever I need something done very cleanly, cut efficiently, and I don't want any mess, this is the surgical knife that I go to. Okay? This is my surgeon right here. All right? So I keep it that way. I don't use this to dig in dirt or cut roots and vines and things like that. I don't do that with this. I use this knife for very selective situations. Okay? And it goes on my belt. This goes in my pocket. my cargo pants pocket. It's a little bulgy, it's a little heavy, but I love it. You know, when you have something like this on you, you get used to having it on you, and you don't even realize you have it on you. Okay. So I mean, that's it. My most used and useful EDC knives and multi-tools have become Chinese made. And like I said, folks, I don't mean it to be that way. Unfortunately, it just has become that way. If I can have the knife community all reach out to Case and say, hey guys, I love your product. I think you make some of the best looking knives, best styling, best quality, whatever you want to say to them. But you got to tell them, hey, a knife is a functional tool. Let's make it that. Let's make it beautiful. Let's make it wanting. But at the same time, bring back the camper, you know, with all the multi-tool usefulness of, you know, what an EDC knife should be. Okay? So that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please make it down below. And thanks for sticking around this long and watching my videos. Please like and subscribe and comment. If you have a channel and you comment down below, I will subscribe to you. That's what I do. Even those who don't make videos, I've clicked their names whenever they make comments, and I see that their channel has no videos and they don't make videos. I still subscribe to them because I want to be able to stay in touch with these people or recognize who they are if they comment on future videos. So please make a comment and let me know how you feel about this video. Thank you.